Unresolved Problem segment tonight, Stratfor.com reporting that Iran is not moving at all in negotiations over their nuclear weapons program. Stratfor also says the Obama administration is pessimistic about diplomacy working right now. Joining us with the reaction, Professor Marc Lamont Hill from Columbia University is in for Juan Williams tonight. And from Washington, Fox News analyst Mary Catherine Ham. In addition to this no movement, Mary Catherine, in the nuke deal, Iran charged 3 hikers, we'll get to that in a moment, American hikers, with espionage. I guess they were going to throw their little backpacks at somebody or something, little water bottles. And it's obvious that the mullahs over there are embarrassing Barack Obama. I mean, they are basically saying, look, we're going to do what we want, and you can't stop us. Am I wrong?
No, it's really problematic. I think the perfect time to remember the perfidy of the Iranian regime is on the anniversary of the Iranian hostage taking. And when Barack Obama released a statement on it, he couldn't even use the active voice in accusing the people who did it at the time. You know, he's got the State Department talking tough on Fiji on the day that the Iranians are knocking down students in the street while they're commemorating the anniversary of the hostage taking. So the idea that he's going to get tough on Iran in any sort of way that will make them change their minds, I think, is insane. Right now, he looks like a pretty desperate sort of beta male chasing an alpha chick who happens to, well, you know, if the alpha chick hated Jews and wanted nukes.
You disagree, Professor?
I do disagree. I don't think that this is a Barack Obama issue. Barack Obama has a responsibility to exhaust all diplomatic resources before military intervention.
Are they exhausted?
They're just about exhausted.
Yeah, when are they exhausted?
No, they're just about. We're not disagreeing on that, Mary. I mean,
okay.
These are just about exhausted. But now that they are, there is a requirement for military intervention at some point soon.
Do you believe that?
Oh, absolutely.
So if you were advising Barack Obama, you would say to him, Mr. President, you know, we're pretty much running out of options here. They're giving you the middle digit, and they're not going to stop. So we got to go in and do what?
There has to be some kind of military action. If we don't, Israel is going to strike
Israel
first.
Do it, yeah.
And they have a responsibility. They have the right to strike first if there's nothing being done here. What my hope was a month ago that Russia would be able to.
I told you that too.
No, you were right about Russia. You were absolutely right about Russia. But again, the issue is that we have to exhaust all options. We can't go cowboy style.
All right, go ahead, Mary Catherine.
Well, I don't think at this point we're not going cowboy style. It's been years that we've been dealing with this kind of perfidy.
Right,
and,
not just with Obama.
You know, right. Well, and exactly. And Russia, for instance, I think counting on them is a bad idea because they went.
Well, they're not.
I mean, Putin goes to the other side of the country.
Let's advance the story, though. Let's advance the story. Look. The problem with military action from the United States' point of view is that what are we going to do? If we bomb them, then war breaks out even more intensely in Iraq and Afghanistan because the Iranians then will move into Iraq, reignite that conflict because they can do it with the Shiites. And in Afghanistan, they can cause all kinds of trouble for us. So the unintended consequences of U.S. planes going in and bombing their nuclear facilities or whatever you want to bomb is that you ignite the two-front war we have. You make it 10 times worse. So Obama knows that. What does he do?
Well,
Catherine?
Well, I think one thing he does is encourage the people of Iran, perhaps in a more active way.
If you want to exhaust all, you can do that, and he hasn't been doing that enough. I agree.
I think making sure that he's clear that he's standing with Netanyahu when if Israel has to do anything, does that.
Encouraging Mary Catherine, come on.
Hey, I'm putting some stuff out there. If Marc Lamont Hill thinks we have to exhaust all things, here are some ideas that he could do more actively than he has thus far.
Well, wait, but that's no solution. All right, do you have a solution? I mean, standing with and encouraging.
But he's also
I'm just trying to
as those things are.
No, but he's not
going to stop
you.
He
also drew a hard line in the sand a few weeks ago with the press conference. So it's not like he's just doing talk. He's saying we are not willing to take any option off the table. That's important. Economic sanctions are important. Gasoline sanctions work.
They don't work.
Not yet. But again, we have to go through the process.
At this point, Democrats are to the right of him on that.
Ahmadinejad is not going to send himself on the road to self-destruction. At some point, he's going to have to pump the brakes, or else Iran will be eliminated from the map. That's not going to happen.
I think Ahmadinejad actually will send himself to self-destruction. I think it's part of his ideology, and he's made that fairly clear.
Well, look, I disagree.
But look, you guys are missing the point, though. We're getting into a sense of urgency now, Mary Catherine. We're getting to a point where they've got so much done, the Iranians, that, you know, if we continue, I don't want to use the word dither again, as we were using in Afghanistan, dither around. But I am sympathetic to President Obama because I understand, well understand. You bomb Iran, world oil prices double. The economies are shaky, they are in big trouble. As I said, the two wars reignite. Then they give Hezbollah the word to go get Israel. Okay? So you have a world war You have a world war and an economy under siege. That's how much power the mullahs have right now.
It's a huge problem, but I think what people are looking for from Obama, he says nothing is off the table, and yet it doesn't seem clear at all that he would be willing to go.
Yeah, but you don't want to tip your hand. You don't want to say, "This is I'm going to do X and Y."
But that's exactly.
He could be a little bit firmer.
That's exactly why I didn't support your idea of sending naval ships and doing a blockade 3 months ago.
That's what I would do.
I know you're more into war than the average person. I think
more into war. I'd like to protect you from a nuclear device, okay, Professor?
And I appreciate that, Bill. But nevertheless, we need more conversation. We need to try and get Russia back into the conversation. But if by December or January nothing's being done, we need to get military intervention.
But the military action that I would take, I got to go, Mary Catherine, would be the naval blockade, because that's not bombing civilians. They're not going to put dead babies out there and all of that as they would in the other. All right, good debate. Thank you both.